Today's video, we're going to go up to Red Hills Motorsports. It's the local motorcycle shop. They deal in Honda, Yamaha, Indian. They do just about everything. We're going to get a quart of oil for the Grom. We're going to do an oil change today, guys. I'm a little past when I normally would do it. I try and do one on this bike every 500 miles, simply for the fact that it runs a wet clutch, so all that clutch dust ends up in your oil, as well as there's only a little screen to filter it. You guys will see what I'm talking about later. So if you're doing oil changes and all you're doing is dumping the oil and putting new oil in, I'm going to show you one of the areas that you're really missing out on getting cleaned. The how-to, the chain change video is like one of the higher viewed videos on my channel, so I figured we'll go ahead and do an oil change video, and we're going to do it the whole thing, not just dumping oil and putting oil back in. I use the Honda oil simply because you can trust it and I can get it locally. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, you should buy Motul, it's way better. Yeah, but I got to order it. Nobody around here carries it. So for me to get it, I've got to plan ahead of time, order it, wait for it to get here, and then do it. With the Honda oil, I just drive up to the Honda dealer, buy it, and go home. But it's about a 30-minute ride over there from where I live, so let's go ahead and just snap our fingers and be there. I might do a high-speed little clip of the video, but here we go.
Hell yeah. Bro, you see the dirt bike fender? That's hard. That's pretty cool. I like that. Because it's off right now. Yeah, it's just off. Yeah, dirt bike fender. That's cool, ain't it? I like that. And it's got kind of like the little mark. Yeah. Mark busters. Is it? Cool. Yeah, that's like legit too. It has metal behind it. Yeah. Oh, dude, that is hardcore, cousin. That's legit. I like his rig. Picking up what he's putting down.
So apparently I have the infamous fuel pump recall on my bike. So we got the parts ordered, and sometime next week we're gonna get that fixed. I suggest any of you guys that possibly, well, not even possibly, but if you have a Grom, go up to your, I think you can actually call them and just give them your VIN. Tell them, hey, I just want to check and see, because apparently they did like a round of recalls, and now they're doing a second round of recalls because the ones that they put in are still terrible. So get up there, get your shit taken care of. It's free. It's a free fuel pump. My bike's got almost 6,000 miles on it, and I'm about to get a free fuel pump. Damn, it got hot out. But anyways, picked up the quart of oil. It's only like $7. The bike only takes, I think, 0.9 quarts. So eventually I'll have enough to where I can do a oil change off what's left at the house. Take 9 oil changes to do that. This is oil change, I don't remember, I've done a bunch of them. Alright, so the last couple videos that I filmed, I used a different camera, and the quality is not there. Alright, so the last couple videos we used the other camera, and the quality is not the same as the GoPro, so we're just going to use the GoPro for this video. What we're going to do is change the oil on the Grom here. It is going to be a little bit low on oil. I didn't notice until just now when I was double checking the drain bolt size that it is leaking a little bit of oil. We'll see if we can get in there and see it. You can see it. It's kind of wet in there. It's nothing to be worried about. I know exactly what the problem is. There's a paper gasket that sits on the rim of the case, and
I've never changed it. It's a pain in the butt to get a hold of. Most of the places that I talk to and say, oh, I need that gasket, they don't even know what I'm talking about. So I've never changed it, and I'm assuming that that's why it's leaking. So we'll get in there, we'll clean it up, and see if we can't get it to stop. And if it won't stop, then we'll change the paper. I use an impact for this. It's just faster. You don't need one to do the outside part of the case, but there is a part on the inside. I'll show you that having the impact's way better. I also use a 8, and that is an 8mm on the impact, and you'll need an 8mm box wrench because there is one bolt down back over here, you can see on this side, right in here, that you can't get to with the impact gun. If I had a small enough socket, I could get to it, but I don't have one. And then you need a 17mm box wrench for the oil drain bolt, which is right here. It's nice of Honda to put it right over the exhaust so that it drains down on itself. It's great. But so the first thing you're going to do is go ahead and drain the oil out of there. You don't want to take this case off with oil in it. It's just going to make a mess. I just use a car drain catch. It goes right underneath, holds it just fine. Now that's some pretty dirty looking oil. It's going to be because of the filtration system for the oil on these bikes is just god awful. And you'll see what I mean in just a moment when we get the case off on the outside. As you can see, it's already done draining. It only holds 0.9 quarts. Run our finger through it, and there's no shiny stuff. So we're good to go. Not killing bearings or anything like that. Okay, so next we're going to take out all these case bolts. With the impact, it's really easy. Some people will tell you that you need to remove the cable here. You don't. Really, you just got to be careful and hold it off to the side, or they'll tell you to remove here so you can get this out of the way and not bump the case. I mean, this case gets pretty scratched up trail riding. Your shoe sits right here and rubs it, so I'm not worried about scratches. Usually there is a little bit of residual oil, so it will fall out as we pull the case off, but we're just going to take it, give it a little pull. It is hot. Alright, so here's the inside of your Grom. You got your clutches here. Clutch springs are on the inside of that, bearing on the end. Now this here is your oil slinger. This is what a lot of people don't bother cleaning, and I'm going to show you why that is a huge problem. I'll show you why the oil's so dirty. And then here is that wonderful filtration system I was telling you about. It is literally this. The oil flows through this screen. And yeah, it catches big stuff. You can see whatever that was, it caught. But I'm going to open this up and I'll show you why you got to clean that. Okay, so I told you that it wasn't necessary to have an impact for the outside case bolts because they come off real easy. But this, if you turn this without an impact, you're just going to turn the motor over. I guess unless you put it in gear, but using the impact on that's a lot easier. You can just come in and set the camera down, the case is in the way. Take the legs out on this tripod, set it up so that it can see. There we go. Oh, or that. I guess that'll just come out then. I wasn't planning on doing all that, but if it wants to. And again, keep these in order. Ooh, they are hot. So I gotta admit, this is the best I've ever seen it, but you're gonna see why you want to clean this. And get my finger in there. I don't know if you can see all the buildup right here. It's like putty on my finger, and it's all inside of this. I've seen it when I've opened friends' bikes up before, even after the dealer's done the service, and the pile's way up here. So it's just clogging up your oil slinger. I mean, you can see right here, it's hanging off the edge. That clump is clutch material. So now that that's nice and cleaned out, way better. A little bit still in the back that I can't reach, but a little bit's okay. So we'll go ahead and put that back on first, because we do not want to forget. You also want to clean up this, so we'll give that a little wipe down as well. Like I said, keep track of which hole the bolt goes in. And I don't know exactly what the torque spec is on these. I've never looked it up. But just don't over torque them. But I mean, if you do, you can see that I'm jumping from bolt to bolt, so we don't torque down one corner well before the others. Like that. That's what we don't want to do. So I learned a very, very valuable lesson. So what we've done is we sheared off that bolt. Not everybody can, not everybody's perfect. I don't claim to be, but that happens to the best of us, and that sucks. You can see it snapped off inside. Yeah. So my current worry is that if I put this back together without this nut, because this is a fast spinning piece, it has to be balanced. And if I do it without the head on that, it'll off balance and either vibrate or, I don't know, destroy itself in somehow. So that's my worry. So we're going to go ahead and just leave it be. I'm going to order a new nut. We're going to get the tools to properly remove the end of that bolt out of there. So, you can't hide your screw-ups, especially when you're filming them. So, this happens a lot to people. You snap heads off, especially when you use an impact. And right before I did it, I said you shouldn't use an impact.
I wouldn't follow my example and hit them with an impact.
But, yeah, we'll get it fixed. Next video, we'll finish up this oil change. Alright, looked online, didn't see anything that would fit. Made a quick Lowe's run, got these. They don't come with that built-in washer style that the ones on here do, so bought some lock washers for it so that they won't back out. I also bought the speed out set. What this does is it basically, you're going to drill a little hole with this side, and then this side is reversed threads, so these should get it out. They're made for doing more like screws and things, but we'll see if we can't make it work for this setup. Alright, so the camera died on me there. Got it out. Here it is. There's the hole at the end. It's a really nice system. I've used these before. You just take this end, drill the hole, and then normally you flip it over, and then the other end is what extracts it. Being like this end would extract it. This end starts the hole. But it actually came out while drilling the hole. I was putting enough force that it just walked itself out. So that's awesome. I was worried it wasn't going to come out, but now it's out. We'll take the new bolts, which should fit because I tested them. We beat the threads up a little bit drilling that hole, but we do have some metal shavings and stuff in there from drilling that out. So I went inside and got some Q-tips, and we'll get in there and get it all cleaned up. Another thing I did not talk about is I am going to replace the other two as well with new ones, simply for the fact that the weight might be different between the new ones and the old ones. Here it is. So, you know, and it might not be by much. So that's why I use the impact on this is because I can't snug that up because I'm just turning the motor over. It is in gear. The bike's just trying to roll away. If I had a second person, I could have somebody hold the brake, but I don't have a second person. So we're just going to be a lot more careful this time. Key, do not forget to put your screen back in. I keep dropping mine. And like I was saying, the housing for this is pretty much shot. We're going to have to replace it, or not the housing, the gasket. You can see the gasket split there, and I'm pretty sure we're leaking right through here somewhere. But we'll clean it up, see if she'll hold out for a little bit longer, and I'll go ahead and get one ordered. Okay, now we've got the drain bolt back in. We can move on to putting oil in it. Okay, bike's back together. Let's fire this bad boy up. Alright, I'm not seeing anything leaking. Nope, everything looks good. That exhaust though. I don't think I've had the exhaust in the videos much. I don't know why, but the Yoshi exhaust catches a lot of flack for being, I mean, one, it's expensive. I mean, luckily this bike came with it, so I didn't have to buy it. But everybody gives it a lot of flack, and I really think it sounds great. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Ooh, good night, that's loud.